Hey guys, welcome to the next high scoring session in M++. So today we'll be doing, if you remember, I'm basically playing this tab by columns. That's what I'm doing, episodes A to E, and then the extra I'll be doing at the very last, at the end. And we're up to B7 at this point. The last one I did was A7, of course. So this is going to be the episode from today. In terms of zeros, I have this one. I still have this one from 2016. And all the other ones, I don't have them. So what do I think I'm going to do? So what's my sort of goal is, I'm not really sure if I'm going to be taking this one because it's a framework by Nightwish, so that could be very grindy. So we will see. This is a possibility. It's a possibility, but it's not. But I don't know. This one I'm not going to take it because again, it's an even stronger framework and I would need to time issue. I don't think it's worth it. This one I already have it, so not a lot to say about that. And then the big deal is going to be in these two levels, this which I'm going to attempt to take both. So this one over here, I'm going to try to retake it. This is also a very old run from 2016. Most of my runs in this tab after B7 are from 2016, other than the stuff that I've just been doing, that I've done sporadically. So I'll try to retake this. And then when it comes to this level, yesterday I spent a good deal of time routing. So most of the gold section is what I'm going to be copying, of course, because I think it was JP who came out with it, and it's of course very, very optimal. So the gold section is the same, but the start of the gold section and everything else is innovated in many different places to allow myself to ultimately beat one drone cycle, which is not I don't mean a complete cycle. I just mean one side of the square, so beating one micro drone basically, which is it's for such an open level, it's not a lot, but I couldn't find anything else. It's already pretty much full speed all the time, and the gold section by JP is very good as well. So that's the best I could come up with. This run that I did is when I was practicing. It's G++ -1. The ending is very tight, so getting 829, it's desirable, and that's basically how much the one microdrone cleans. But it is very tight, and since the bottleneck is at the very end, I'm not really sure. I hope I can get it. If I don't get it in the episode, I'll probably grind for it later in level mode. Probably won't record it though, because it's just going to be more of the same. Okay, let me just very quickly check the scores or the splits for S-B-07 so that we know what we have to aim for. So this run by JP is very recent, because actually the score that JP has here is very recent. The zero used to be 814, I think. I'm not really sure. I think I used to have it, or maybe JP, I don't know. We were both basically on the same cycle than Jill. And then, if I recall correctly, Mohit came along and cleaned a few drone cycles. So then JP came back and did the 828. So this is very recent, and he took the opportunity to do the episode run as well. That's why this episode is so good. Of course, this episode is also mostly very tight levels except for the final one. But of course, he did take the level 0 within the episode 0. In fact, you can see that Simvio took this one by 0.1, but JP used to have it. So before that, the cleanliness of his episode used to be 0.133. So it was a very good cleanliness. We're gonna try to do something similar now today, except with the new innovations here, which again they only save one microdrone. I can't really see how to go much faster, honestly, without maybe completely revamping the goal section, but it already looks pretty much full speed. And anyway, yeah, that's I think that's enough talking. So let's see what I'm aiming for here. Again, 0.733 is the legitimate zero by Nightwish. Let's see what we can do. Am I in episode mode? Yeah. Am I recording? Yes. Is the audio working? Yes. Okay. So let's see. I haven't practiced any of these, except for the final one, of course, which I've been practicing when I was doing the routing. I think if you want to do it full speed, you have to do something like this. This is 317, and the 0 is 733 by Nightwish. Okay, so I'm not sure if... Am I in episode mode? Yeah, okay. As I said, I don't know if I'll be taking it. Of course, at the very least, I'll be trying to do something quite close to the 0. So ideally, 367. Wait, am I doing it correctly? Let me check it out. I suppose I am. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. So this is the very... I think that's too big a jump. So basically, what you want to do at the very end is jump just enough so that you can fall without touching the arrow keys, or not, well, without releasing left. That's the goal. That's when you know that, because that means that you're going to be basically cutting the corners almost as good as you can. Maybe this? Yeah, this was fairly good. I could have released a bit sooner. .5 is what we're doing currently. We're aiming for something like 0.7. I think I lost a lot of time there. I'm gonna try to do this one. I jumped very little. Oof, almost touched the corner there. It was still 550 though, which is pretty good, considering that I did it was suboptimal in a few parts here and there. So I don't know. This is as I said, the 0 that I wasn't sure. So level 1 is the one that I know I'm not gonna go for. Level 2 I already have it, and this one was only a maybe. And then levels 3 and 4, okay, that was too low. Levels 3 and 4 are the ones that I definitely intend to take. Now this one, I need 0.2 more compared to what I've just done, the 0.55. So we'll see. Obviously the last few frames are always the toughest ones. So getting, too big a jump there. Getting a lot of 5s there. And this part over here, this first goal batch, is the most delicate one. You have to turn around. I think I'm going to touch a tile, yeah. Yeah, you want to optimize that jump there. Five, 6, 7. Lost a lot of time there. And I'm going to touch the tile. 5, 6, 7. Well, we're getting there slowly. Well, we're getting there. This looks a bit better, actually. I'm gonna try to get a good jump here. Let's see. Yeah, I did touch. I wanted to capitalize on that because it was fairly good. Ooh, that was good. Yeah. This is the type of course, the difference between the casual playing and the high scoring mentality that I discussed in another episode, which of course everyone is well aware of because most people watching this probably high score. But the difference when when you're doing a pretty good run, or when you're doing good, from a casual player perspective, you will tend to slow down to secure it. Hang on. 0.6. Thought it was better. But from a high scoring perspective, if you do very good, typically you risk it a bit more because you want to capitalize it and do a very good run. Sometimes you actually even need it. So when you do a good run, that's when you want to really make sure it ends up being, you don't waste it. 533. I'm getting a lot in that territory. I think I'm going to try to go for 0.7 or something along those lines. Hopefully, if it doesn't take too long. And then maybe I'll continue attempting for the level 0 in level mode later, maybe without recording, depending on the length of the episode. The level 4, I think level 4 can be a bit tricky. It's already the gold collection is delicate, and beating the micro drone is not trivial. So that may take a bit of a while. I did incorporate a lot of little changes additionally to make it as simple as possible, or as easy as possible to beat that cycle. Let's see. Oh crap, I think that could have been pretty good. Yeah, so hopefully with all those changes, beating the cycle is not too bad. Touching? No, okay. 683. I would have probably settled with that. Of course I did miss a piece of gold, and that allowed me to go faster. The jump is a bit too big. Still 633, which is the best so far. Am I in level mode? I mean in episode mode, yeah. I can do that when I'm in level 0, of course, but I better not do it afterwards. Maybe I should check JP's run here. It's always worth doing it. I think that could have been good. Wow, this is bad. was good. Nah, this is bad. 583. Okay, so yeah, I think based on the time, what I originally said is correct. This was only going to be a maybe, and now I think for the video it's probably not going to. It's probably not going to make it in the video because it's taking a bit too long to get a good run. I don't know if there's some detail that I'm missing. 717. Now, of course, there are two main. The subtleties happen, basically here and here in this section. Those are the two delicate ones. So you have to slow down perfectly here and wall jump as soon as you can here. This little section here, and then collecting the gold, but also jumping onto this platform as quickly as possible. Those are the two delicate parts. Everything else is basically trivial. I mean, obviously you can always clean time, like the very last jump and so on, but those are the two delicate parts. Wow, that's too big a jump, I think. 633. .6. Yeah. I don't think doing a corner jump there is worth it, right? Something like that, but better. I guess we can try. I mean, this corner jump is certainly slower, but maybe a good one would allow me to sort of do that part a bit faster. I would imagine it would have already been implemented, but you never know. .533. I mean, it's there, I think it's up there. It's possible. I'm not sure. It's possible that it's a bit faster, or very similar at least. Oh, 667. Honestly, considering taking it, just to not make this any longer, because the video is already 20 minutes. I think I am going to take it. Yeah, it's 4 frames. It's 4 frames. I mean, it's not too bad, is it? 0.067. I'm probably going to take levels 3 and 4, and then level 1 I could be maybe within 2 more frames, so the cleanliness would be 0.1. And then level 2 I think I can probably get very close, or even improve my own 0 as well. So maybe the cleanliness would be like 0.1, 0.1 something. Yeah, I think I'm going to take this. For now, 667. Not as good as I wanted, but it's only 4 frames off the 0, and I've already been playing the level for 15 minutes. It seems like the last 4 frames is where, you know, the grind is going to be. It's going to be at. So we'll see. Okay, let's check the cleanliness. Yeah, 4 frames here. So now 233 would be 0. -4 would be 167. 167, and I think I'm gonna allow myself a couple of frames basically because I like to do 0.467, which is my personal best. The 0 is currently 0.5 by Wolf, as we saw, right? And then 1 more frame by Mishu. Okay, so I think that does sound good. What did I say? 0.167, and then two frames less, 133. So we're aiming for 133 here. Okay, something like that. Obviously a crazy frame where this one. So this is going to be very easy to get close. But I imagine the last few frames are going to be tricky. What did I say? 133. So that was just 1 frame within from what I needed. So I guess not too bad. Let's see if I can do this decently. This does look good, but it's not. Okay, I'm gonna try to jump close to the tile. 133. That's what I wanted. Yeah, is it? Yes, that's what I said. That's what I said. Okay. Okay, so I am taking it. Yeah, so I know this 0 is. I'm not gonna take this 0 anyway because I would have to time issue, which is probably perfect. I didn't lose any frames, right? I mean, any piece of gold. Okay. So yeah, it would have to be perfect. I may try to improve later a bit in level mode, maybe 1 frame. We'll see. Anyway, so the next that we're aiming for, I'm exactly 0.1 behind now, right? So 866 is my current 0. 866. Okay. There's a little in over here by Mishu. I think this part is delicate. No, it's okay. Then we do a little jump here, fall there. Right, I'm just gonna measure 5, 6, 7. I need 0.3 more. 0.3. There's a little in up by Mishu in here, which involves hitting this tile at the top. Hang on, I'll describe it a bit in a sec. It's difficult to pass through that without hitting the corner. Anyway, 733, yeah, so it's, I think pretty certainly I'm going to improve my personal best here. My current 0. Yeah, so the innovation involves, instead of falling on top of the platform here, hitting the corner. Because if you fall on the platform, then you have to slow down before jumping here, otherwise you're going to hit here. But if you hit the corner, and then you sort of, you bump here, and then you fly over the platform, then you fall much sooner here, and that allows you to jump without slowing down. I don't think I'm going to go for it, because I'm not even sure it's that. It is probably faster, but by how much? I mean, I guess I could try for a while. I don't lose anything after all. don't know if it's faster or not. It probably is if you do it cleanly, but did I do it cleanly? I don't know. Oof, super horrible there. I guess I can try for a while. Yeah, actually I don't lose anything really, because if I don't get it, if I overshoot, I just fall on the platform and I can continue normally. But if I undershoot, then the run is over. .833. That's pretty good. That's 2 frames off my current 0. So yeah, I think I'm gonna be improving my own 0 here, just for the heck of it. I did have to slow down there a little bit. Oof, crap. 733, yeah. That would have been pretty good if I hadn't screwed up. Oof, clean. Oh shit! That would have been 0 for sure. That's why I risked it. Good. 0.9. That's 0 by 2 frames. Quite happy. Because I think Mishu is only... It was only 6 frames ahead. Okay, anyway, so improved my 0 by 2 frames. I was 0.1 behind, so now I'm 4 frames behind, which means that taking 0 here is 0.1 is 0. 0.1 is 0. So we need to get more than 0.1. 151.1. Okay. Let me practice this real quick. Let me practice. That's not gonna be trivial. Yeah, so I want to do it like that. You can do it without hitting the wall. Yeah, just slow down and... But I think this is faster. I should do a corner jump there. But there's a lot of variability with this corner, so it's a bit difficult to time. JP did a change in which basically this corner jump, he goes to the ceiling. I'm not really sure that's faster though. So this is the route. 050. Okay, so I need we said 0.1. That's what we need. So that was... Well, I think I did forget to do the initial jump here, which is a bit faster because it allows you to fall straight to the switch. Yeah, maybe that would have yielded 0 probably. This? Oof, close, down. But yeah, we're there. We're there. Corona. If you don't hear from me tomorrow, you can, oh yeah, of course, you can also hit the ceiling there. Oof, no. When you're hitting the wall here, can you? Oh, hang on. Maybe you were able to do it. And that would be faster, because it would push me down. Let me just practice that a little bit. It would be something like that. Hang on, I'm gonna make a little mark in my monitor so that I can replicate this jump consistently. And I'm gonna see, because if I can just do a full jump here, that will make things, oh, it's not possible. Okay, I'm gonna erase the mark then. Yeah, it's not possible because I just did a full jump and I hit the mine in the ceiling despite having missed one piece of gold, so it's not possible. Okay, no problemo. I didn't turn around as fast as I should. Damn, yeah, that was slow. Than I thought. Crap. And I think this may be good for 0.1, no, that was a tie. I don't know if I'm considering hitting the ceiling, honestly. I'm not really sure if it's faster. I think it's not. If you do it, if you compare it with a good execution of the method that I'm doing. Maybe it's better than a bad execution, but I think this is better. Maybe this? Oh, damn, 2 frames away. Man, we've been orbiting the time that we need for a while now, basically since the beginning. But I don't quite culminate it. It is a bit of a frame war. Well, I mean, it's probably too open to call it a frame war, but it is very, very tight. You saw the times. And this is level 3. Okay, so after this comes the big one. Everything is fun and games, but now comes the big one. Unfortunately, I already have a pretty good head start, because as I said, I made a couple of test maps yesterday. 0.1, damn. To practice the gold part, and also to oh man, just 1 frame. I think I'm gonna take it for now. Maybe I'll improve it later in level mode, just to not have a 1 frame although it is a very tight level, so it's not too problematic, but I don't know. Maybe I'll improve a little bit. But yeah, so I did practice the gold section, and then in another test map I practiced basically everything after the gold section, so that I could beat the cycle and all that. So I think that it shouldn't be too bad. Anyway, let's check the splits. So I did 0.117, which means I'm 3 frames behind. Well, it doesn't really matter the cleanliness now, because I'm gonna take this by a lot, but still 3 frames behind, so 889.450. But I mean, I actually want to break into the next second, if you remember what I said, right? The next second, in other words, 829. So breaking into the next second, since I'm starting at 117, well, I need to finish at 117, particularly at 890.117, right? So if I get 117, I'll have broken into the next second in the level. But again, that involves getting the final bottleneck very, very tight, and I don't know, because everything else is pretty tight. So it's possible. I definitely want to break 890, just to sort of separate myself from the 889 that JP has. But so that one, I'm breaking it. Now if I don't break 117, which needs basically to do a very good final bottleneck after a long level, then I'll do it in level mode. Anyway, enough chatting, let's go ahead and do this. So obviously in many runs I'm going to be missing gold. I'm still going to continue to practice, of course. Oh, I forgot, but yes, I had to wait there. Forgot what I had to do there. Ah, shit. Okay. Damn, that was even too fast. I did consider the possibility of beating that. You can beat that microdrone that I was, that I just died in. Not now, but after the gold. Yeah, it is beatable if you go cleanly. But in the test map, I didn't really seem to be able to capitalize on it, because I still had to wait for the same bottleneck in the next microdrone loop. So it doesn't really help, so it's not worth the risk. Yeah, this part is very, very tight, because I am beating the microdrones at the very beginning compared to the route that JP did. It doesn't help a lot, but everything helps, because in order to be able to beat the bottleneck later, although again, as you saw in the other run, there is some spare, right? Because I died. But in order to beat this microdrone, and this one too, I don't think I'm actually fast enough, you see? So in order to do that, everything helps. Every little change helps. That's why I'm beating the cycle here at the beginning, even though it doesn't seem to help a lot. That can also happen, so if you don't go fast enough. So the thing is, because I have made a change, since I've made a change here in the gold, that part is actually, the beginning of the gold section is slower than what JP does. But it allows me to finish much faster. I don't think this is, oh, I had to beat that drone. right? So it is worth it because it allows you to finish much faster, but because it's slower at the beginning, then you have to be careful with beating this microdrone there. So you have to do it very cleanly, and that's why it's also a necessity to beat the microdrone. Okay, this should be good. Of course I did miss a piece of gold, so it's not good, but oof. Oh, okay, that was fast enough. So that is surprising. Okay, I've done 83, which is 2 frames below. So I'm definitely breaking the 890, but the 117, as you saw, it's tight, right? You know, that's because, you know, that was not very bad. So the bottleneck is, I mean, there was not a lot of spare time there that I could have cleaned. Crap. Okay, is this the one that I have to beat? Damn. So that was actually pretty slow, I think. Oof, damn. Unexpected. But yeah, you've already seen the full round now. It is pretty good. This gold collection that JP came up with doesn't seem very improvable, and everything else is basically full speed. In fact, with the new mini cycle that I'm beating, I guess it was actually hard to be fast enough to beat it. So I had to add a lot of different tiny jumps here and there to make it decent. So now beating them is not a big deal, but nonetheless it's still basically full speed. .150, so that would have been fast enough, even though I did hit the slope. So if I can break into the next second, that would be pretty cool. Damn it. But yeah, the gold collection is quite delicate. I have to be pretty fast everywhere as well. Ooh, I think that's... I have to jump sooner, I think. Oh yeah, definitely need to jump sooner there. Otherwise there's a lot of gold below the center of the loop, below the tile, that I don't take. And it's very difficult to take it later. Yeah. So this gold collection is very delicate. I'm doing it quite decently because I practiced it yesterday, but you know, otherwise it wouldn't be happening so smoothly. Ooh, fucking hell, yeah, that was... So that was, as you can see, quite slow. So it's not like you have any spare time at all in this level, anywhere. That's why I'm not sure if I'm going to break the 117, because I mean, it's not too difficult, but you know, the bottleneck you have to catch it quite tightly, and because it's at the very end of a tricky level, not even close. I have beaten it, but now there's the next cycle is very tight as well. All the cycles are very tight, which is a good sign, because I mean, you're going full speed all the time. You don't have a lot of spare anywhere. That's a good sign. That means it's a good route. There's no waiting at all, except at the very end, actually, in the bottleneck. The very final microdrone loop is the only one where you have to wait, and not a lot. So that's quite, you know, very good sign, very good sign. I tried to risk it a lot there, because there was nothing to lose. Yeah, the ending was actually beating those cycles was actually pretty hard at the beginning when I was routing it, but I ended up selecting a sequence of jumps that makes it much easier. Could this be it? Could this be it? Of course, now I'm a little nervous. Oh, wow. Crap. Okay. That's just the frame that I wanted. Alright, there's the 0. There's the 0. It seems like such a small lead when you consider that it has level 4, but you know, it's JP's episode was very good already, that's why. Okay, so I did break into the 829. Alright, nice. That means I don't have to play this level again now. Oh crap, this one didn't submit. Are you kidding me? This hadn't happened to me in a long time. It happens to Sela all the time. Like all the time. He told me like 60% of the time. So more often than not, when he submits an episode, some level doesn't submit. But for me, that's very, very rare. It's extremely unlikely. So damn it. I mean, fortunately, this is not a big problem. This was easy to do. But you know, it still sucks. This could have been worse, but still didn't take me too long, so thanks to practicing it. So in this episode there was not really any level that would have sucked. But you see, this is why I've also said in previous episodes that I'm kind of reticent to do really good episode runs. It's because well, in the past I've argued that, you know, the longer you spend in an episode, then the more likely it is that something goes wrong, like maybe the power goes out or the game crashes, or, you know, random things that can happen. Obviously, the longer you spend playing the episode, the more likely it is that they're going to happen, although it's still very unlikely. But this is another reason. Probably the most important one is, imagine that there's an actual level where, you know, which is very difficult. So you spend an hour, 2 hours, or whatever, trying to do it in the episode so that you never have to do it again. So let's just say, imagine that this was actually much more difficult, and then you say, well, I want to take the level, I might as well do it in the episode, because that way I have a pretty good episode run and I never have to play it again. Well, then there's a possibility that it doesn't submit. So that's also another reason why I don't like grinding for ridiculously good level runs within episodes. Anyway, so I guess, you know, these two kind of compensate. So I don't have to do this one again, but I do have to do this one. I'm not going to record it though, because you already saw it. Then this one, I did improve those 2 frames that we discussed. This one, well, I just tied what I did. And here we have the 667, which is what JP also did. I'm also going to play this one a bit longer in level mode now. Try to get the, I don't know, try to improve a bit more. Not sure if I'll go for 0, but I'll try to improve a bit more. But if not, then that's going to be it. It's a satisfactory result. I have the 3 level 0s here. This one is still pending, but it's going to happen. So 3 levels and the episode. That's good. By the way, if you remember in the previous episode, kind of said that, you know, I had to go for this one later. If you remember, I really grinded it, but I couldn't really take it, and I tied it. Well, I ended up taking it later in episode mode, in level mode. Okay, well, that's going to be it. Thanks for tuning by, and see you in the next episode. We'll be doing episode C7, which is the one that Sela did very recently in the stream, because he's also campaigning through the tab, but he's doing it by rows, and so he's been doing the 0. By the way, I think I have to retake, I still have to retake C4 and C5, which I've done recently, but he's retaken them later, even more recently. This one was actually the opposite. He took it, and then more recently I took it, so it's actually quite coincidental that, yeah, he's doing this. So the next episode, he did it in stream recently. Nice, so I know it's a pretty good run. It involves doing this skip here in level 4. So that's going to be a fun one. Alright, see you then.